So it's been about 6 years since Battleground came out, and I had a lot of thoughts about that book at the time. Those will be linked up above if you want to watch that video before this one. But 12 Months by Jim Butcher is finally here, which is book, 18, right? 17, 18 of this series. Good Lord. Let's see. Yeah, I was right. Book 18 of the Dresden Files. Was this worth the wait? Of course it was. It's Dresden. You want to know something that makes me feel old? It might make you feel old. This series has been going on since 2000. Can you believe that? Stormfront came out in 2000. It's 2026. And we just got book 18 out of 22 or 23, whatever this series is going to be. That's nuts. And I'll say it up front. Mirror, Mirror better not take 6 years to come out, because if I'm in my 40s when that book comes out, I'm going to cry. So it's been about 3 weeks since we witnessed the destruction and basically apocalypse of Chicago with all of what happened at the end of Battleground and that gigantic apocalyptic action movie of a book, which I loved. It was fantastic, except for one particular thing. And that one particular thing is why Harry is mourning. This entire book focuses on the loss of, if you haven't read Battleground, spoiler alert, the loss of Karen Murphy. But if you're watching a book 18 review of a series, go read the rest of them first, please. So he is going through it. I don't know if I would say the lowest he's been in this series, but maybe. He's had some pretty low lows. I mean, he did die before, so that was kind of a low moment. But his character, the way he presents himself, the way he beats himself up, Butcher really focuses on that aspect of Harry throughout this entire book. He is constantly feeling like he should have and could have done more to save her, whether it be force her to stay behind, which we all know she wouldn't have, or do better in the fight, disarm Rudolph, do something to save her life. And he not only beats himself up about it, but he starts lashing out at basically everybody around him. He's picking fights, which he kind of does anyway. He shit talks everybody, but this is different. It's almost as if he's like, I don't care anymore for long parts of this book, and he's just looking for that fight. He wants to be done feeling the pain that he's feeling, and he's not exactly working through it in very healthy ways. And damn near every character in the book at some point is just like, you gotta move on. We have to get through this. And not immediately after this happens. The book is titled 12 Months. It's progressing months at a time throughout the storytelling. About halfway through the book is about 6 months through, post Battleground timeline. So a couple of the things that this book really focuses on, one is loss, right? Everyone was affected by what happened during Battleground. Harry specifically, the Carpenters, the Winter Court, the vampires, everyone. I mean, the humans, just the surrounding area, probably thousands of people are dead because of what happened. The supernatural world has basically been more or less exposed in a lot of ways. And the loss of just friends and family and your livelihood, it's such an emphasis on this book. And I won't get into spoiler reasons why there's certain losses as well that get focused on, but that's a major theme throughout the entire novel, is dealing with that loss. And everyone's doing it in different ways. Harry is very much sort of imploding in on himself and beating himself up about it and lashing out at others in response to that, because he doesn't really know how to deal with what happened. And he's still dealing with Thomas being trapped and kind of losing his brother to his hunger and trying to figure out that and navigate that. He's losing more and more of himself to Mab in the Winter Court, because guess what? When you bind yourself to a freaking fairy queen and you're her knight, you're not as in control as you think you are. So loss is just a major through line throughout this book. And it's because of that, it's a very familiar style of writing. It very much feels like a Dresden book, but it at the same time doesn't. It's almost like the most, I'm going to contradict myself. It feels like a lot of other Dresden books, but it almost feels the most different since maybe Ghost Story, because that was such a unique experience. And obviously Harry's not dead in this book, so it's not the exact same thing, but when you read it, you just, like, Harry's changed. And I think that's the main thing that kind of causes a lot of this to feel a little bit different, because not only is he, again, dealing with the loss, but he's trying to find a way through this, and not just for himself anymore. Like, he's very much, and this kind of leads me into another theme, which is very big on this, is just like family, friends, love, friendship, looking out for others. He's becoming a mentor to a younger, would-be warlock if the circumstances were different. He's looking out for literal warlocks because they've been fed up with, humans basically doing the whole like X-Men, like anti-mutant thing that goes on. And they just don't like supernatural people. And Harry kind of takes it upon himself to, defend them, look out for them. He's got this castle where he's got people like held up in there. He's basically protecting them in any way that he can. And like Chicago is his city. Like, he's going to be there to defend it. And he's stretching himself thin, trying to protect everybody to his own detriment several times in this book, because he just can't do the things that he was used to being able to do. Another big theme in this book is time. I mean, shit, the book is called 12 Months. At the end of Battleground, you know that Mab basically said, Lara, Harry, you're getting married right now. And they were like, hold up, like, we need some time first. And throughout this entire book, Harry is constantly telling himself, I just need more time. We just need a little bit more time. I just need more time to do this. I need more time to do that. And it's the one thing, I mean, it says it, I think, on like the intro to the book. It's the one thing that he doesn't have. He doesn't get to dictate how long things take, how quickly he can make something happen. There are different schedules that don't care about how much time you do or don't want to get something done. And that is a major emphasis throughout this novel. Not only, chapter by chapter where it's saying like 2 months, it's been 3 months, it's been 8 months. There's, without spoiling anything, there were direct implications that happen throughout this book based on time. Something else that I just really enjoyed about this, because it's not that it's a slow book, but it's a little bit slower. I mean, especially coming down from what was Battleground. Harry has just grown a lot as a character. I mean, if you go back and read Stormfront, like, it's a totally different book at that point. Like, it's very much noir. It's a detective novel. He's, misogynistic. He's super full of himself. He doesn't have the family, the friends, and relationships that he has now. And he is literally just an older character. He's matured. He's still a child at heart. It's been exciting seeing him sort of grow up in these books and just become more of a trained wizard and mentor, and having this, band of misfits family between the Carpenters and, Molly becoming a fairy princess. And, he's friends with all the Knights of the Cross, and he's got his daughter, and he's friends with Toot Toot and a bunch of vampires, and like his brother's a vampire, and he's just got this amalgamation of supernatural creatures and beings as his family, and that's changed him for the better. He hates ghouls. Okay? He hates ghouls. Everybody else he kind of gets along with, at least to an extent. And it's not ghouls. Overall, again, it was, of course, a fantastic book. It makes you want to go back and read. Maybe not the entire series again, but I'm sure I will before Mirror Mirror comes out. I sincerely hope we don't wait too long for that. But just the themes are heavy. They're really well written. The emphasis on time and loss and family in this book is landing a little bit different now at my age, and I appreciate a lot of it. There's also a lot of times in this book where I feel like Butcher's just telling you, the reader, things, and that was fun to experience as well. So, I mean, overall thoughts, great book. I mean, it's Dresden. I love all these books. The series has come a long way. It's grown into almost like this larger fantasy epic at this point, and then you get something like Battleground that's, fireworks and explosions and giant battles. And then you have this, it's a little bit more, not relaxed, but a little bit more focused in its scope. And there's still a lot of the same stuff that you love to see in a Dresden novel. And there are some badass moments. There's heartfelt moments. There's tear-jerking moments. It's all great. Butcher is amazing at what he does. The series is fantastic. And just seeing it evolve over now 2 decades of books is truly impressive. And I'm just eagerly awaiting now to see what comes next. But if you read it, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Those are my thoughts. I would love to respond to people and talk spoilery, but you know, it's a brand new release, so I didn't want to get too much into spoilers in this video. So let's take that to the comments below. And until next time.